we'll go through these 4 mental bodies again. The invisible four. So the illusionary strength of your mental bodies lies in the fact that they are invisible and unknown. When they do something, you, the soul, feel that you are doing it. When they desire something, you mimic those desires as though they are your own. This illusion is good if you want to experience the scenes in the most intimate way possible. So why does Lord Hanuman here call it the scene? Because our life, let me bring a little more depth into this. When I say our lives, I'm saying the lives of the character that we are playing. So the lives of our characters are all arranged on the screen, on the strings of time. So there are two things that happen when any physical world comes into life. So the first thing is the fluid of space, and the fluid of space is nothing but matter, and then there are strings of time. So the strings of time are the theatre of space. So you can imagine it as a theatre that is being played where the images are projected upon the screen and the movie comes to life. In a very similar manner, our life comes to, our character comes to life when this fluid of matter is poured upon the strings of time. So in one of the chapters before this, what Lord Hanuman does is that he says, so all the Mathans are sitting in front of him, and he says, do you know this particular tribesman, Basanta? So they say, yeah, we all know Basanta, he's one of us. So he says, okay, I'm going to capture the entire essence of Basanta in this spot. So the minute he does that, the entire essence of Basanta is in the pot, and Basanta disappears from there. And then he says, do you still remember Basanta? He says, everybody says, yeah, we remember, but he's just not here. So he says, I will do something known as absolute change. In absolute change, every memory about that person is erased. So they say, then he again asks, he says, do you remember Basanta? They say, who is Basanta? We don't know anybody called Basanta. So he says, just a minute ago, you were all saying he is our best friend. One of you said he is my husband, another said he is my son, someone said he is my grandson. Now you're saying we don't know anything about Basanta. So immediately Baba Mathan prostrates in front of Hanumanji and he says, Lord, I know you're trying to teach us a lesson through this. Please continue. So Lord Hanuman smiles and he says, this is the essence of Basanta. What I have done is an absolute change where I have erased the memory of Basanta from all your minds. And then he draws something in air and 7 strings appear. Then he takes that pot and he pours it. Some fluid, white fluid, falls on the strings of time. The minute the fluid of space makes contact with the string of time, Basanta comes to life. So similarly, we are talking about any life which is governed by fluid of space and strings of time. So that is why there is a huge discussion in our group about what is destiny. Whether there is nothing in our hands, everything is predestined. So to answer that, the character is predestined. Please understand what I am trying to tell you, it's very important. The character is predestined. The illusion is that you have free will. The character's life is predestined, which means that there is strings of time. Upon strings of time, Lord Hanuman says that imagine if someone has taken photographs of your life of every second and that has been arranged on the strings of time. The illusion is that time is moving and that this entire thing is that life is moving forward. Please understand, it's a little more, if you have any doubts, I will try and explain it again. So, I hope you have understood this concept.
You're saying that all of us are characters playing some predefined role.
Yeah.
And what
is an illusion.
Etc. Etc. Time, etc. Etc. It's all illusion.
Yes, exactly. So now I'll give you another example, or I'll try to explain it a little more deeply. So imagine what Lord Hanuman says is that my name is Anil. So I am playing this character called Anil. So my life is already destined. When I say my life, this character Anil's life is already predestined in a way in which if somebody has taken photographs of every second and arranged it along those theater of time or the strings of time, right? Then my soul comes on the strings of time, it sits. The minute I sit on the strings of time, that train starts moving. So basically, the idea is that of the earth, staying where it is, and the entire universe moving around it, giving us the illusion that we are moving. So you are in a train. Imagine the train next to you starts moving. You feel that you are moving, right? This is exactly what is life. So one of the Mathams, the tribesmen here, they ask, "Oh Lord, then what is this entire universe all about? If nothing is moving?" So he says that to a person who is under the illusion, who is still in the grip of Maya, to him the world is moving, time is moving. To somebody like me, who is outside the web of Maya, I see that everything is a ball. It's a spherical ball. And in this spherical ball, everything is still and stagnant. Everything is perfectly formed. Which means he says that to somebody like me, who is outside this entire sphere of time and space, I don't see time as one. Which means everything that has happened, everything that is happening, and everything that will happen has already happened. And therefore, what is enlightenment? Enlightenment is the phenomenon of our soul understanding that this is the grip of Maya, and thereby detaching itself and moving outside the sphere of web and space and time. And when the minute we do that, we are able to see that this is nothing but an illusion where the entire strings of time and the fluid of space is nothing but a static spherical ball. We are under the illusion that time is moving, we are getting old, so the character is moving. Everything is happening as per the character, and we feel that we have free will, but the only thing that really has free will is the soul. Now you may ask, how does the soul have free will? Right? So the way in which the soul has free will is that, this is very, okay, I will explain it to you and I'll try to explain it through an example. The soul has free will in the sense that the soul is able to move out and switch characters at its own will. Which means that my learning in the body of Anil is over for my soul. So from here onwards, if you realize, Bani, from this point onwards, everything that happens is a repeat. Which means that I will attract the same relationships in my life. I will attract the same circumstances in my life. Which means, let's say I'm coming out of a bad, harassing relationship with my boss. I move to another job. I realize that I have attracted the same relationship with my next boss. So how is it that we keep attracting the same circumstances and the same people, and we find that we are in that same loop again? It's because we haven't assimilated the learnings that this circumstance has to give us. Why have we not assimilated the learning? Is because we keep moving, we have strong emotions with the character and we attach ourselves to this character. Which means, let us say that I have a bad boss. What is my first emotion? Victimhood, right? how is it? I mean, look at what he's doing. He feels I'm powerless, therefore he is able to inflict that pain upon me. He's able to inflict that, that harassment on me. So what is the first feeling that I get? Victimhood. Whenever I feel like a victim, what is the next emotion that I get? Anger. Whenever I get anger, what is the next emotion? Of striking back, hitting back, rebellion. Now then again it comes to your character. Are you a person who swallows it, or are you a person who acts upon it? But end of the day, you are in the same loop because you are attracting the same circumstances because you haven't learned from it. You are attaching the same strong emotion of all of these successive strong emotions that the character is feeling. And so we ask, one of the toolkits that Lord Hanuman gives us in this book is, who is feeling it? When you say who is feeling it, then you start asking, the next question is that the character Anil is feeling it, not me. I am forever anchored with the Paramatma, which is my soul. If I am realized to the power of my soul, I know that the character is feeling it. So in one of these chapters he says, your boss yells at you, you yell at him, and it is over. You don't carry it forward. You move out of it. But we are not able to move out of it. We play and replay the same circumstances in our minds, and therefore we end up attracting the same circumstances again and again. So how do we move out of that? How do we move out of it? It's a very simple thing. Just now I said that we move out of it, any circumstance. How do the yogis move out of it? Okay, I'll give you a story. Everything is good in a story. So, in ancient times, they said that, even now it is true, but in ancient times there was always one wise enlightened man who used to run the Gurukul. Correct? Why would the Gurukul be there? Because they said that the power of one positive person is equivalent to 10,000 negative thoughts. One positive thought, the vibration of one positive thought is equivalent to the vibration of 10,000 negative thoughts. So whenever we used to have an enlightened person in the vicinity of a village or a grama or many gramas, that one person's vibration, the positive vibration used to be so high that that it used to attract the grace of God upon many people. So why are you all here today? It is because of grace of God. If God's grace wasn't upon you today, you won't have been here specifically listening to this. There is some grace, which is why you are all here. And what does grace do? It opens up your Manas Patal for receptivity. Right? When you are receiving, your life transforms. If you are rejecting, you are going back into the loop. So you are here because you are receiving. You are receiving because you have attracted the grace of God. You have attracted the grace of God because of various reasons. So that used to be the case. Now in that village, a young girl got pregnant. So she went and confessed to her parents. Her parents were very mad. And she knew that it was the son of the blacksmith. And she was from a Uchikoti family. So the minute they said that, they would either kill him or they would ostracize him. And she was loving him so dearly that she didn't want that. So now the entire family came together and said, we want to know. And then the whole village gathered. And then they said, yes, please tell us. This is something that we need to punish. There is the justice, the panchayat side. So in front of the panchayat, she said it was the master, the guru, because she knew that they will spare him, they will not kill him. So everybody was wild. They said, how did the guru betray our trust? It's a big thing, right? Everybody has entrusted him. They have all sent their sons and daughters to the guru. Suddenly it's a huge betrayal of trust. So they all go to him and they say that this is something unacceptable because we had put all of this on you. So he says, what happened? he says that you have made our daughter pregnant. So he says, oh, is it? That is his reaction. Oh, is it? And then they say, we should have killed you here. That is this thing. But since you are a master, we have some amount of shraddha, of devotion still left. So we want to ensure that you are out. You will be living in a cottage in the jungle. So he says, oh, is it? And he goes and starts living there. Please understand, if it was us, what kind of emotions would we have felt? And what is the emotion that he is feeling? He smiles and he says, oh, is it? He makes a cottage there and he starts living, and the baby is born. After 1 year of nurturing the baby, all the villagers, they go to the guru and says, this is a illegitimate child, so it cannot grow with the rest of the village. You take care of it. 1 year old boy, child. And the guru says, okay. He says, oh, is it? And he accepts the child. He takes care of the child like his own child. Raises the child with all the love. 10 years pass. After 10 years, the girl goes and confesses that it was not the guru, it was the blacksmith. And again the panchayat sits and they say, what is this thing? They say they should get married. They say, yes, we are accepting of it. So they get married. Now what about the child? 10 years have passed. So they all go and, with folded hands and say, we are sorry, please come back. He says, oh, is it? And then the couple cry and they say, it is our child. Can you please give the child also back? He says, yeah. He calls the child and he says, these are your parents, please go back to them. That's it. Now, what had the yogi realized? What had the guru realized? And what is it that we haven't realized? One simple answer could be that we have not realized that all of this is Maya, all of this is illusion. They say that in between lifetimes is when the greatest learning of our soul happens. That is your theory, this is your practicals. Then we go back, again a lot of theory, come back for practicals. So this way our soul keeps evolving. We are able to remember very little of what our soul has already learned in between those lifetimes. Because in one of the stories, again in this book, the soul comes out from Vishnu Loka. It has already attained moksha, but it comes out because of a desire. So based on its desire and karma, Lord Vishnu, who's sitting on his Shesha, Sheshanag, and he's communicating telepathically with trillions of souls. Trillions of souls. So the soul says, I want to, this is my karma and desire. Sorry, this is my desire. So Lord Vishnu is able to see the karma behind it of the soul and says, as per your karma, you will go to Bhuloka. Bhuloka is Manav Loka. You will go to Manav Loka. He says, but Lord, what if I forget you? He says, the Maya is very strong there, you may forget about me. He says, no Lord, I don't want to forget about you. I always want to be with you. He says, a desire is expressed, so you have to go. So he says, then what if I forget you? It will again take me ananta lifetimes, endless lifetimes to come back to this stage. He says, don't worry, I'll keep coming to Bhuloka, Manav Loka in different avatara so that you're always remembering me. He says, then it is fine. But then he says, the soul also says before this, why Manav Loka? If there is so much of Maya in Manav Loka, please send me to another Loka. So Lord Vishnu says, Maya is equally strong in every Loka, not just in Manav Loka. But I will be there from time to time, so you remember. But the way in which we remember God is very, very sad. Why? Because we only come to God like a transaction. I will give you this, you give me this. I have prayed to you, I have sang Hanuman Chalisa, so you have to give me this. So it is a give and take transaction. we have made a servant out of God, literally. That's what we are. Correct? I have prayed, you have to give me. I donated to the temple, so you have to give me my wish. You have to grant me my wish. If you don't grant me, what kind of God are you? You are powerless. I will not come. Also, or you say that, another train of thought is, maybe my devotion and prayer is not enough. I will pray more, I will donate more, I will do something else, but give me my wish. So this is how we are moving forward in our lives. But coming back, when we realize our soul, our connection with the Paramatma, is when we are able to realize that we are not this character that we are playing. And hence, all the circumstances that is happening on our character, they lose grip. Because every minute, every time something happens, the knowledge is activated that this is all an illusion. This character itself is an illusion. These strong emotions itself is an illusion. Any doubts so far? Now, with this knowledge, let us look at the 4 invisible bodies. So he says, when they desire something, you mimic those desires as though they are your own. This illusion is good if you want to experience the scenes in the most intimate way possible. However, when bad and miserable scenes start rolling and you want to get out of them, the same illusion becomes a problem. To break this illusion, the invisible 4 must become visible so that when they make a desire, the soul doesn't mimic it. Deva, when you have trained us fully, would we be able to see our mental bodies as clearly as we are seeing our physical bodies now? When you are watching your physical body, who is the watcher? My mind, Deva, said Urmi. And when you are watching your mind and observing your thoughts, who is the watcher? This is the same question I was asking in the group, if you remember. Right? So the answer is, Urmi says, the soul, said Urmi uncertainly. Let us express our gratitude to Urmi, because of whom, because of her dialogue with Lord Hanuman, we are getting this knowledge. Lord Hanuman said, technically speaking, a soul can't watch anything by itself. A soul is basically nothing. It watches everything through the character, that is, through the body and mind. So the mind can watch the body, but who can watch the mind? The mind watches itself? Asked Urmi tentatively. Yes, you can make your mental bodies, the invisible 4, expose each other just like they jointly expose your physical body, said Lord Hanuman. Mind is mighty, but it works in a programmed and predictable manner. My words are going to program your 4 mental bodies in such a way that they start exposing each other and start owning up their desires. Once that happens, your soul will be like, oh, my physical and mental bodies. As you agree, the desire you just expressed is yours, not mine. I am not going to mimic this desire. I am not going to let you decide my next scene. You deal with your desire while I go and live the scene that I want to live through some other character. Now this is a very, very powerful statement. And even before I proceed further, I would have to explain this. What does it mean? Can you understand what it means? What he's saying is, as you agree, the desire you just expressed is yours, not mine. Who is telling this to who?
Soul is telling this to body.
Yeah, the soul is telling this to the character.
Character.
What is the character? The physical body and the 4 mental bodies. Who are the 4 mental bodies? We might have to probably take it up. Do you guys have time till 9:30? We usually go on till 9:30. So, what it actually means is this. Time is 9. So what it actually means is that, remember, this is a very, very important, that's why I said that Lord Hanuman is giving us the tools for breaking free from our character. So what keeps us tied to our character? Strong desires, right? We never stop desiring. If you realize, our lives today is everything that we ever dreamt of or ever wanted or ever desired 10 years ago or 5 years ago or even 10 minutes ago. But we always move on to the next desire. When we do that, what are we essentially doing? We are just moving from one scene to the next scene of what is predestined in this character. Understand? For example,
Desire is not the fault of the person in that case. If it's already pre-designed.
it's predestined, yes.
Yeah, if it's predestined. So the question is that, if we are saying that our soul needs to break free, let's say, just come out of the scene and stand. The scene is going on. But isn't it that we were destined to be in that scene?
Who was destined? The character was
The
destined.
character, right?
The character is destined to be in that scene. That's why Lord Hanuman says that your life is on that string of time, is already decided, it's already predestined, which means that imagine your entire life. If somebody has taken photographs of it of every second and already arranged it on the string of time in that theater of space, on that theater it is already destined. You are just standing there, that entire thing is moving. You feel you're moving, but you're moving on that that theater of space, right? So what is going to happen the next 5 minutes, what is going to happen in the next 5 years and the next 5 years is already destined for your character. Okay? Nothing much we can do to change it. So where is free will is the question. What you think you are doing is already, it's like passages, tunnels. So these tunnels, let us say that you can just walk out of here. That then you enter this other tunnel. You can choose to stay here. So you're entering this tunnel. You can, probably start eating this banana and tune yourself out completely, saying it doesn't make sense. That is another tunnel. So you have the free will to move. But then in the larger context of things, you will move back into that, say half an hour later, you will move back into that same tunnel. Why? Because when I say, I'm not just saying you, I'm saying we, including myself, because we haven't learned from anything from those circumstances, so we are going on repeating it. We are attracting the same kind of people, the same kind of circumstances, and the same kind of emotions that we want to keep playing. If your emotion of something is strong, you will see that you attract the same people who will be triggering that emotion within you. If you are feeling like a victim, imagine that, right? You have a strong streak of victimhood inside you. People will come where you will feel that they are your suppressors or oppressors, so that you keep feeling like a victim. So no matter which tunnel you go, you will, end of the day, you will be back in that tunnel, where you will keep feeling like a victim. So your character doesn't really have a free will unless you break the... Exactly.
How do you break?
The neural pathways. How do you break is a very important question. Let me try and explain it scientifically. Whenever there is a scene that happens, there are these neurotransmitters. There are neurotransmitters which are, so basically there is the amygdala, then there is the hippocampus which processes it, and then there is the, what is that called? The Hippocamp, no. The boom boom, it keeps giving, sorry? Yeah, hypothalamus, not the hippocampus, the hypothalamus, oh man, I'm forgetting. So that is what is all the time secreting, okay? So there are these certain chemicals that are released in the body, which is a chemical which is in response to the emotion that you're feeling, okay? Now the minute those chemicals are released, they go, the cells are open. The cells are open to receive. They go in, lock into your cells, which is your neurotransmitters, and boom, it's a firing mechanism. Which means that even before you know, even before you realize it, you have entered that train of emotion.
Agree.
Boom, boom, boom. What is our brain? It is nothing but a chemical factory where a lot of thunder, lightning and response is happening every millisecond. For example, you walk out on the road, you are very perturbed by people who do not obey the rules. Everywhere there are triggers around you. You see a guy coming on the opposite side of the road, it is triggering something. The world is being interpreted in your head. Whatever is happening is, he comes on the wrong way, it is between him and God. You are in no position to change it, or you are wasting your time, right? We have a very short span of time. When our purpose of life is to move towards Lord Vishnu, everything else is Maya. Then that is the dialogue that the character has, that the soul has with Lord Vishnu even before it takes birth. So there is very limited time for us to move towards Lord Vishnu. What does Maya do? It doesn't want us to move towards Lord Vishnu. All of these are triggers that are placed everywhere around us. And our mind keeps firing, and what happens is that anything that becomes a subconscious response is making that neural pathway thicker and thicker and thicker. So the minute we realize this, and we are bringing those emotions into our forefront, we are saying, oh, okay, why are we doing this? What does the yogi say? Oh, is it? Maybe there is 10,000 lightning happening inside him, but he is able to bring that into his prefrontal cortex, Manas Patal, and see himself and tell himself, have this dialogue within himself that look, I am actually, feeling this. Nothing is happening around me. It is all my emotions, my feelings. This is how I am feeling it. So the minute we detach ourselves, what happens to that neural pathway?
Break.
It becomes thinner and thinner and thinner till the time it breaks. When it breaks, you no longer have a subconscious response to the trigger. So what is the key here?
Training the mind.
Yeah, with what? With awareness. That's why they say awareness is everything. Awareness is everything. Somebody goes to a sadhu who's sitting in the Himalayas and say, oh, your life is so easy. You just have to sit here. He says, no, that's what you think. I have wolves of lust that I'm trying to tame. I have dogs of hunger that I'm trying to tame. I have bears of laziness that I'm trying to tame. I have elephants of hunger, of sloth that I'm trying to tame. I have monsters of lust that I'm trying to tame. And all I'm doing is just sitting here, but inside my mind, there is a huge play happening. Huge play. Similarly, I'm sitting here, we are being bombarded with inputs from every character that we are interacting with, every situation that we are interacting with. How are we able to bring that into our awareness? Because everything is happening in the mind. So that is why the question, we are watching the physical mind, but who is watching the mind? So the mind can watch the body, but who can watch the mind? The mind watches itself. So now, unless we are bringing these emotions into our forefront, that we are actually having this, and that trigger is, that neural pathway is triggering subconsciously. We have a bundle of nerves. An enlightened one is somebody whose all these neural pathways are broken and he is moved away. There is no trigger for him anymore. But for us, it's all triggers. Right? Everything is a trigger. Every situation is a trigger. So, let me now reread this so you understand it better. Oh, my physical and mental bodies, as you agree, the desire you expressed is yours, not mine. I am not going to mimic this desire. I am not going to let you decide my next scene. You deal with your desire while I go and live the next scene that I want to live through some other character.
The soul will leave this body and go to some other body.
And isn't our souls doing it all the time? Tell me how. What happens in our dream? What happens in our dreams? We are going to a place called Swapnaloka. Swapnaloka is another planet in another planetary universe, just like Manavloka. But Swapnaloka is a dark universe. Our soul travels to Swapnaloka every night when we sleep, and it is dark there. It brings its own characters and its own life, and it lights it up, and it lives a life that it wants to live, and it sheds a lot of its karma, and it comes back. Of late, I have been seeing crazy dreams. Okay, I mean, the more that I'm progressing on this path, earlier I remember how my dreams used to be, where I was very clear about the character that I'm living. But now, I don't live in this character. I'm taking up crazy characters. Like, in my last night's dream, I remember 4 characters that I took up. One was the character of a sadhu who is walking through a slaughterhouse. He sees all the torture that is happening to the animals who are being slaughtered, and he's crying. He's crying very loudly, and people come out to ask him, why are you crying? And he says that I'm crying on behalf of those animals because they are not able to cry, and you are not able to listen to them crying. So I am crying on their behalf. And it was so powerful that I woke up with that dream. But before that, there were some other dreams where suddenly I am a very different college going student. I am not in this character at all. There is another character, and I still remember he's dressing very differently, and he's on a bike, and his parents are saying, you can't move, and there's a different bike, and he takes and he rides. So the soul is continuously switching characters for its learning all the time. But while that is happening in Manavloka, while that is happening in Swapnaloka, what is not happening is what can have as in a potential of happening is in the Swapnaloka to happen in the Manavloka as well.
So generally, the dreams generally don't make sense. Like, and you say that the dreams are something that Atma wants to do, or?
This is a good question that you asked. Do you want to answer this? She says dreams don't make sense. Is it something that the Atma wants to do? I can, but you give it a shot. You've been with us for, you know it.
Whatever we are, the question is, whatever we are dreaming it is not us, or our soul is us. This is your question, right?
It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah, it's very abrupt. Like, it will be in a place which is not possible. Like, one of my recent
Maybe
dreams?
because our soul is wants to experience it. It goes out of our body and it travels.
You weren't there for the desire fulfillment chapter? You don't remember? Okay. Alright. I'll give you the concept of dreams. So, our soul travels to another planetary universe called Swapnaloka. Okay. And there are two aspects, very distinct aspects of dreams. So the first aspect is that whatever we dream and we come back here, we don't remember more than 5%. That is the reason why most of our dreams appear very abrupt. Like you have no continuity, right? So dreams don't make sense. That is number one, because we don't recollect the dream. The reason why we don't recollect our dreams is the same reason why we don't recollect our past lives. Why is it that we don't recollect our dreams? It's because two reasons. Number one, all our unfulfilled desires are fulfilled in are fulfilled in dreams. Okay. What happens is that many a times we are a bundle of desires from not just this life but also from our previous lives. So many previous lives we have expressed countless desires, and therefore we have taken this birth, and Lord Indra is in charge of dispersing our desires. He will see whether we have the right amount of karma or not for us to get that desire. For example, let's say that you desire a house in HSR. I'm giving you one example, okay? I don't know anything about you, I'm just giving you an example. So, this house in HSR is your desire. Let's say in order to buy a house in HSR, you need 5 crores. You don't have 5 crores, but you have a strong desire to live in a house in HSR. Now Lord Indra is going to see whether you have the karma, necessary karma to get 5 crores or not. When he sees that you do not have the necessary karma to get 5 crores, what will he do? He will take your desire of living in a house and he will fulfill it in your dream. Now your soul is getting the experience of living in a house in HSR because your soul, your character desired it. Whenever we feel that there is no distinction between our soul and the character, the soul mimics the desire of the character. Understand this? The soul mimics the desire of the character. It is like, have you seen when the soul is like a magnet? Okay, sorry, the soul is like the iron piece. The character is a magnet. The iron is supposed to move the magnet, right? Because the iron has the strength to move the magnet. But what do we feel? We feel we are that magnet. We are like this, we are the magnets, we can attract, we have free will. And when we move, the soul is, the iron piece, the character, the iron piece is in ignorance, which means that the soul is in ignorance. So the soul is saying, ha bhai, you are only the full karta dharta to the character. I am nobody, I am nothing, I think I am only you. When you feel that I am only you, wherever the magnet takes, the iron will follow. When in fact, the iron has the ability to attract so many magnets. Right? So similarly, when we feel that we are only our character, when I say when we feel, means our Atma feels. Why? Because we have not realized the power of Atma.
So there is a concept we have discussed that we want our soul can travel.
Yes.
We can concentrate
Yeah.
in a room, then out of a room.
That is astral body projection.
Yeah, so that is a reality or it comes under a...
No, that is astral body projection, because see, that is when you have a sthul schedule, a physical schedule, and your sukshma schedule. So your Sukshma Sharira, your Sthula Sharira is what is keeping you attached to this physical plane. But if you are able to detach your Sukshma Sharira from your Sthula Sharira, you can travel and come back. So, but that is different. That is very, very different. The soul is different. The soul is nothing. The soul is shunya. The soul can leave this character and let us say I am done with these learnings. I am over my victimhood. I am over my all the triggers that have been placed for me in this world for me to learn. Right? I have already learned it. I am no longer triggered. Those neural pathways are all broken. Now what will your soul say? Done. I am done with this. I am done with this character. Because I no longer feel like a victim now. I no longer feel anger. I no longer feel like taking revenge. I am done with this character now. Now there are many other things for me to perfect. Now my soul, if I am realized to the power of my soul, I will know that there are many other flaws that I want to conquer. And this character, because it was born to give me certain lessons, I am done with those lessons. Now, even whether those circumstances repeat or don't repeat, it doesn't matter to me. So now I will take one more. I will take the character of a king or a mantri, politician. Why? Because I have the flaw of greed that I want to conquer. Victim ka gaya. Now I will go into the oppressor's spot. Now there is greed. Then I will go into somebody who has a lot of power, who can literally, with this thing, he can do a lot of things. I will move into his body. After that, I want to experience the feeling of a powerful Olympian athlete. So I will move into his body. As my soul gets more and more detached. But what is keeping it attached? My family, my mother, my daughter, my son, my husband, my money, my bank balance, my boss. If I go, what will happen to these people?
So there are two things. One is that, let's say, if soul conquers, let's say 10 problems, right? Let's say being a victim or anger, etc., greed, right? So once whatever my character had to offer, now soul has learned. Now soul will leave my body and then go to some other body. That's
leave the character. Leave the character. The character includes physical body, mental bodies, all of that.
Yeah.
It will leave it.
So technically, which means that's the death, right?
No.
That's the physical
No.
death. No. Okay.
Your character is destined to move on.
So, but then my character will be without a soul.
Another visitor soul will come.
Got it.
Soul travels. At least
Your
one
character
body
is
will-
your character's destiny is it to die at the age of 80. Hypothetically. Just because your soul left, the character is moving. No? That is where the illusion is. What is illusion? What is Maya? Thinking that I am the character. Who is the I here?
The character.
No, the I here is the soul. The soul, the I, thinks that I am the character. I the Paramatma, I the Atma, thinks that I am the character. Which means if I move out of this character, what will happen? I have attached so much of importance to myself. The first thing that we all need to do is that understand that we are a speck of dirt, a speck of dust, a minuscule speck in this entire creation of universe. We are not special. Why do I say we are not special?
So many like us.
Our death will not make any difference to the universe. But we feel that we are the center of the universe. My ego, he hurt me, he shouted at me, he said this to me, I am going to do back to him. All this is what? Drama. But what do we feel? What is the truth? They say, right, supreme truth. What is the supreme truth? This is one of the things of supreme truth, that we don't matter. So many people who came and went, they mattered because they achieved their soul's realization. And in that they worked. Trust me, even today, there are so many saints, sadhus, rishis, munis who are sitting in Himalayas in a different dimension, and they are praying for us. That is the reason why Earth has even now sustained. Otherwise, the kind of damage that we have done to the ecology, the environment, it should have destroyed itself long back. Some power is still keeping it. Not our power. Our power is nothing. If we die tomorrow, few people may cry, after that life will be tomorrow.
So the karmas are attached to the soul.
Yeah.
And not the character.
Sorry?
Karmas are attached to the soul and not the character.
Dharma is attached. So this is another very good question. So where is karma then? Is the karma that of the character or that of the soul?
Karma is, I guess, character who was destined to perform those karmas.
That is dharma. What is my dharma? Dharma is my duty, my responsibility. The character has a certain responsibility that I have to discharge as a son, for you as a mother, as a daughter-in-law, as a wife. So many roles that you are playing, right? So you have certain duties and responsibilities to fulfill and discharge, which is your dharma. What we confuse is when we attach deep emotions, we attract karma. What does Lord Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita?
कर्म करे जा फल की चूक हो।
Kyun? In fact, I got this book because this is my Guruji's book that I am reading. I am proofreading it. It is yet to be published, which is Setupati. And in this, again, Lord Sri Rama is advising the Vanaras, saying, what is karma? It is as good as Gita. He is saying that if you perform karma, if you perform your dharma, thinking that you are the one doing it, you will attract all karmas. Whereas if you perform your dharma without any nishkam karma, right? Without any attachment to it, I will do it because I want the recognition for the work. If I detach myself from the recognition of the work, I will do it because it is my dharma to do it. I will do it anyway. I don't want that this thing, that recognition, the pride of it. No. If I do that, I'll say everything is coming from you. I am just the medium. It has to happen. It is His destiny, His plan. I am just the one who is doing it. They say, right, after the Mahabharata war, who did they see finally doing everything? That Khatu Sham, what is his name? Barbaric. Barbaric was on the tree and they went and asked him. So after the war, there was a lot of discussion and debate among the Yadavas and among the Pandavas. And a lot of the warriors saying, who killed so many? Who killed many warriors? Who was the best of their lot? Who was the Param Yodha? So one said he, one said them, one said it's me. So they said, one fellow who witnessed everything was Barbaric sitting on the top of the tree. Let us go ask him. When they went and asked him, the same question. He said, what are you guys talking about? All I saw was Krishna Sudarshan Chakra, which was doing the work. I saw nothing else. It was just the Sudarshan Chakra. So what does it mean? Arjuna thinks, I am the one who has to kill my gurus and my bandhu bandhavas. I have to kill. He says, no, you are not doing it. Leave it to me and you continue working.
Got it. Just going back to her question. karma, then I understood dharma. But then karma you attach to the character or to the soul?
So when you think that you are doing it, your soul becomes your character. For all of us today, we are under the illusion that right now we are feeling a little enlightened, but when we step out and half an hour later, we will all get into that same thing of we are our character. When we feel that we are our character, what happens? Our soul will attract all the karma of the character. When we detach ourselves from the character, the neural pathway connection starts breaking. That is when we come with awareness. In awareness, we also start realizing that we are not the character. And when we perform our dharma, we are not attracting the karma. We meaning the soul doesn't attract the karma of the character. So what do we tell the soul? What do we tell the character? भाई तू जा सिमरन जा, तू जी ले अपनी जिंदगी, मैं जा रहा हूँ.
Technically, then what remains is only dharma.
Yeah, what
Dharma
remains?
will automatically.
What is dharma is again something that is being channeled by God. He is doing it. We feel we are doing it, but actually it is Him.
But here is the point. जैसे इस्लाम में क्या होता है, टेररिज्म जब होता है, they think कि वो मार रहे हैं तो they are like God का, अगर ये मरेंगे हम इन्हें मारेंगे तो they reach to the God. Then यहाँ पे एक गलत concept develop हो
See,
जाता है.
I'll tell you one thing, okay? How did Islam originate? Through the Prophet who said that I sat here and God spoke to me. What is that Prophet's life itself? Right? Was he realized to the power of his soul? He was so deeply connected with his character that he is the one who, when he saw the wife of his son, he wanted to, do bhog vilas with the son's wife, for which he said that it is okay. He made rules itself for that. So can you imagine? That's why they say that it is very important that we know what are the energies that we are attaching ourselves to, what are the energies that we are praying to. Very important. Very important that we realize the energies that we are praying to. So Maya is so deep among the followers of Islam and Christianity. Maya is so deep that they are unable to open their eyes and see for themselves. Even if today you go and tell them that this is what your prophet is, then how can he even talk about God? They'll say, no, then you have to go. So that is Maya. And that is very deep. And today, that is why I say it is a Mahasangram between the forces of God. Why is it that I am sitting here today? When I say it is not me. Lord Hanuman has put me here. I am only. When I came today, I thought nobody is going to come. The only reason we've been doing this for a year now. Every Saturday for a year, more than a year. Started in March last week, April 1st. So more than a year, every Saturday I am reading this. Because Lord Hanuman asked me to sit and read this. And I am here to tell these stories. Why? Because there is a Mahasangram happening between forces of illusion and forces of
Yeah.
So that is the reason. And that's why I said that the reason you're all here today is because you had to know this.
Yeah.
This was the message that you had to get.
So we just started coming, like 2 weeks ago we started coming to this temple. So she's my friend and so I said that I want to visit the Hanuman temple. So she said, okay, there is one here. And I'll be honest, I did not know. We are just 1 year in HSR now. So we knew there is another Hanuman temple within Gayatri temple. But for certain reasons we came here. We really liked it 2 weeks ago when we came. And this is our, I think, fourth visit within 2 weeks.
But I have seen you, ma'am. You have been here.
Yeah, I come regularly.
But no, you have sat here for this session.
I think.
Because, so then Panditji told us about this on Tuesday. And then we were interested to know the shlokas, meaning, etc., etc. And we came here on Tuesday, and Sia also enjoyed quite a lot. Last Tuesday, they were singing bhajans and then Sufi. So it was quite a mix. It was really nice. We felt very open, connected. So we landed up again. We came in the morning for some prasadam and all that. We wanted to offer, and then now. And you are so right that it was destined. Almost wanted to go somewhere else, but then you were destined to be here.
So a lot of people who come to this Katha session, they were about to leave when something makes them come and sit here. So it was just that it is their time to have, to receive the message. It's their time.
Like, yeah, like it was really nice. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
So much. I
We'll
gathered-
also close the session today.